JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 4th of August 2020. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, some of the charts that we looked at this morning just to see how everything's kind of getting along. But some new ones as well. So before we jump in, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation. It should not be considered as such and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now, so jumping into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is the German DAX. Now, I talked about this one, and as you can see, this barrier here, the 12,773 territory, which I spoke about yesterday, acted as a very nice area of resistance, and the index drifted back down. However, it remains, the price still remains above this downside line, which I've drawn yesterday as well, but given that it's a very short term and kind of everything's tentative here, we can actually get rid of it. But what I'll do, I'll get rid of it tomorrow. Just want to see how this is gonna end and where is gonna end the day in relation to this downside line, because at the moment this line is acting as a nice support zone. So you can see that the price is currently getting a hold up around here, and in a way, for now, guys, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna see how it's gonna end today, but still the idea, the main idea here is for this one, let me just rephrase all this. Basically, in order to aim for some higher levels, again, the same story, we need to see a push above the 12,773 territory in order to kind of aim for those slightly higher levels, because such a push here above this area may attract more buyers. This area did act as a fantastic support zone previously. Now, as you can see, it's taking a role of a very good resistance area. So a nice good push above it, a nice daily close above it could do the trick for more buyers, and we could see this one pushing further north. For now, we're just going to probably take a bit of a neutral stand and wait for this one to make a move, to make at least a better move, a breakthrough one of our levels. Now, in terms of the downside, as you can see, I'm already adjusting my arrow. In order to aim for lower levels, we would like to get a drop below this level right here, the low of last week near the 12,254 zone. Ideally, a daily close would do the trick here for more sellers, and yep, we could then aim for that psychological 12,000 territory, or slightly below that we do have that 11,957 mark, which is the low of the 25th of June. So again, keep your eyes on that one. Now, jumping into NASDAQ 100, and look at this spectacular move here to the upside. Yesterday, the index created a new all-time high. Let me just grab this line here, and it reached the area during trading hours here, during opening hours. It reached the area around the 11,085 mark. So basically, a good result here. However, it came back and closed the day below this previous all-time high, which is around the 11 11,069 zone. So that's quite interesting, and that's a little bit worrying, because as you can see, this idea where I was which I was mentioning last week of a possible kind of seeing a possible range trading here could be could be a real possibility, because again, looking at the cash index right now, you can see that the price is just balancing just slightly above the psychological 11,000 territory. So basically, kind of, we're gonna see an opening gap here to the downside, and it could be that we will see a possible like island reversal here, something similar that we saw in the German DAX here, for example, right here on the around 6th of July. So let's see how all this is going to play out today. However, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be not going to be an ideal island reversal, because I doubt that we're going to have a gap here between the candles here. So basically, it's going to be somewhere around here, could be somewhere around here, and well, I mean, it's not going to be an ideal one. So that's why we're going to keep that idea in the back of our heads, not going to focus on it too much. What we're going to do here mainly, it will be we'll focus on some of these levels. So for example, let me just actually get rid of this upside line. It's just slightly in the way right now. So what we're going to do here, if we get a drop back below this area right here, the 10,843 mark, I've talked about this level previously. If we get a nice drop back below it, then well, maybe we could see a bit of a larger decline here towards the lower side of this range. However, if the index gets pushed back and we see a clear push above the 11,085 mark, then well, I mean, this would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could be joining in. But again, for now, we're going to remain very careful, as because the index has already reached the upper side of the range here, and yep, it's currently showing a bit of weakness on the cash index. So let's see how all this is going to play out. But like I said, from the near-term perspective, keep your eyes on this 10,843 zone. A drop below it could, yep, open the door towards slightly lower levels. Now, jumping into a few silver here. I've talked about silver yesterday, and basically it continues to struggle to overcome this 24.59 zone. So that basically is the high of last Monday, not this Monday, but the previous Monday. Yep, it kind of is still playing as a nice area of resistance. So yesterday we did get an overshoot here, but we didn't get a daily close. And the pair is the commodity is kind of still balancing near this area, so it still doesn't want to move lower here. And now previously I talked about this level right here, the 22.26 level, marked by near the lows of the 23rd of July and the 28th of July. So a drop below this could also place the price below the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line, and we could see a possible larger correction to the downside towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 18th of March. But that's all in the scenario if we get a drop below this 22.26 territory. Now, however, because we're very close to this barrier right now, the 24.59 zone that I've mentioned, we're keeping a close eye on it, and if we get a nice push above it, and we'd get a nice daily close above it, then yes, we will consider a possible move towards the highest point of last week, near the 26.20 zone. So yep, keep your eyes on that one, guys. Jumping into Bitcoin, and well, here the crypto is stuck right now. It did have a good run on Sunday, but as you can see, it retraced back down. However, still remained not only above this barrier that I talked about previously, which is the highest point of February, and that's around 10,491 zone right here. not only that it remains above this area, but it remains above the 10,933 zone, which is the highest point of September of 2019. So basically, long story short, in a way, for now, although we did see a bit of declines here, still we could class this as a correction before another leg of buying. The next target for me here is the 12,325 zone, and that's marked by the highest point of August of 2019. And of course, if that gets broken, then yes, of course, higher levels can be met, but we'll get to that point. Basically, if the price continues to balance either, well, ideally above the 10,933 zone, but even if it drops a little bit lower here, still keep your eyes on this key support zone near the 10,491 zone, or even the 10,400 territory. But if it drops below the 10,400 territory, this would also place the price below the 21-day EMA, shown here. Shown here as the yellow line here. But yep, and such a move could increase the crypto's chances of drifting further, a bit further south here towards this short-term upside support line. Tentative, of course, but nevertheless an upside support line, which could kind of provide a bit of a hold-up. So that's why be very careful for now, guys. Yes, we are keeping a close eye on the 10,933 territory. If that continues to provide support, we could see a nice rebound and a push towards the highest point of August of 2019 near the 12,325 zone. Jumping into a few pairs very quickly, USDCAD. Now here I've talked about this one as well, and basically this area right here, the 1.3314 zone, kind of is providing decent support, as you can see. So last week the pair came close to testing that area, but really failed to reach it, and yep, we saw a bit of a retracement here to the upside. Now what the pair is doing here, it seems to be forming a possible bullish flag here. But again, don't get me wrong, as I've mentioned before, I'll stick to the same idea that I've mentioned before, that in a way, for us to get excited about slightly higher levels here, we would need to see a push above the 1.3488 territory here, which has been seen as a very nice area of support previously, as you can see here, back in the end of June and the beginning of July. But now it could play the role of resistance, so a push above that could open the door towards slightly higher levels. Now, one of the downside lines you could keep an eye on, because don't forget that this move higher, if we get a break above this 1.3488 territory, this could be seen as a temporary correction, because we're still trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 31st of March. Now, I'm not drawing this one right here, and let me just quickly put that one on the chart. I'm not drawing really this one right here, because it's also a little bit of a tentative one. However, if you feel more comfortable with this one, you can keep it on the chart as well. I mean, how this downside line would be useful is that, as you can see, it kind of coincides with the 21-day EMA. So basically, and also kind of confirms this level that I was just mentioned right now, the 1.3488. So basically, a nice good break of this downside line would place the rate above the 21-day EMA, which could be seen as a positive sign. And in addition to that, if we get a push above this 1.3488 territory, which previously acted as a good support zone, now it could take the role of resistance. Then yes, of course, slightly higher levels could be met. But yeah, let's not forget about this other downside line, slightly more flat, but nevertheless a downside line taken from the high of the 31st of March, which could provide resistance as well. So that's why you could keep an eye both of these lines. That's fine, but it's just I didn't want to overcrowd it, and just wanted to keep this one the kind of the, let's say, the last resort for the bears to step in somewhere around here. Jumping into GBP JPY, this one found very good resistance near this level right here, near the or should I say, actually not near the, but roughly between, and let me just grab this one very quickly. So roughly between the 138.88 zone and the 139.33 territory, so basically roughly around here. So this area, as you can see, continues to provide decent resistance. Previously it was seen as a good support level. Now it is a good area of resistance. We can see that. So in other words, if you want to aim for some higher levels, guys, then yep, wait for that a violation of that of this resistance area. And to be honest, ideally wait for that daily candle to remain above this area, and then yes, we could maybe consider a possible move towards the towards this little area right here, towards the highest point of February 2020, and or in other words, actually the highest point of this year, near the 144.96 zone. So again, for now you can see that today the pair is retracing back down. It's kind of in line with the idea of the yen strengthening here, with the idea that the equity markets are correcting a little bit lower. That said, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a very tight call here. It's going to be very tricky, and if the equity markets start pushing heavier to the downside again, then yep, we could see GBP JPY moving lower as well, because the yen buying would be increased, and everybody would be jumping into safe havens such as yen, and then yes, like I said, we could see maybe a bit of a larger correction here in this pair. The reason why I'm saying correction, because we are still trading above this upside support line taken from the low of the 18th of May, so basically everything could be still kind of could be still positive overall, if the bulls decide to step in somewhere near this upside line. So yeah, guys, for now, like I said, keep your eyes on this. I mean, this, don't get me wrong, it could travel a little bit lower here. It could reverse somewhere around here near the 200-day EMA, and then yep, pop higher again. But the overall, still the whole idea still remains the same, that a push above the this barrier, this highlighted resistance area near the 139.33 zone, a push above that, nice daily close above that, could open the door towards higher levels. Now Euro Aussie, here the pair is flirting with some of its key resistance levels. Now, as you can see, for now, this 200-day EMA, which is coinciding with the 100-day EMA, shown as the black and green lines respectively, both of those are providing very good resistance. The pair is drifting back down. However, don't get me wrong, as long as it stays above this 21-day EMA, there is still a chance of seeing something like this. For those who are more on the cautious side, wait for a push above the high of the 12th of June here. Wait for a push above the high of the 12th of June, which is around the 1.6586, and then you could consider larger extensions to the upside. For now, we are seeing a bit of a move lower. That's fine, that's quite healthy, but if it continues to slide, that's okay as well. But like I said, all eyes will be on this 21-day EMA and this level right here, the low of the 29th of July, near the 1.6340 zone. So a drop below this could lead to some declines again, should I say further declines again. But again, like I said, for now we are considering this move as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. And finally, Euro USD. So here the pair is drifting lower again. Again, the same idea that I've mentioned yesterday. Keep your eyes on the 1.1725 zone. Basically, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because it's the same idea that I've mentioned yesterday. The 1.1725 zone, that's where I'm keeping an eye on. If we get a daily close below this, then yes, I'm going to aim for a bit of a slightly larger correction to the downside. If this area, this 1.1725 level, which is the inside swing low of the 24th of September of 2018, if this area provides support and continues to provide support, then maybe we could see a nice reversal to the upside earlier. So that's why, guys, for now it's a very interesting one right now. It's at the same time tricky. Of course, on one hand we do have an uptrend, this one right here. On the other hand, we do have a pair which has extended a little bit, extended itself away from this upside line, so maybe a bit of a correction here could be possible, could be healthy. But we'll consider such a scenario if we get a drop, a daily close below the 1.1725 zone, and if we see that daily candle staying below this area, and then yes, like I said, we will aim for that, for those slightly lower levels up until this upside support line. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening, guys. I really appreciate your time. I hope you found it useful. So if you did, that really means a lot for me. So if you want to join my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a beautiful evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay safe, both health-wise and market-wise. And yeah, we'll pick up tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.